Hi everyone, it's Shane. I hope you're doing great. I just finished grading our very first papers, and I thought, I want to do a little example video. I'm going to use Kathleen's as the example. I hope Kathleen's good with that. I didn't ask permission. Now, there's a couple things. I score it. I give you 2, 3, 4 things to work on for the next one. And it's tough because it's an art class, right? So it's not an English class. I don't know what essays you've written in your past, some people more than others, and that's fine. I thought we needed to have a little visual so you feel confident for this weekend, for your next one. And basically I said the same thing to every single person, so I thought, let's just go over it. Okay, so when I open up Kathleen's right here, this paper, it doesn't matter whose it is, I look and say, are we on track with APA and the title page? And this is a perfect example of the title page. I feel really good about it. I feel like, okay, she watched the video, she understands the template, there's no more running head. APA number 7 is going well. And then we've got our page number. Now Kathleen did something a little different. She put her painting as her second page, gave me all the information in one place, and that was really helpful. I think that was a nice decision. She thought of that on her own, but that it looks really nice. It's easy for me to see the artist and the piece and the everything about it, and then what's going to go in a references page. And then excuse me, when I get to the main body of her text, still by page 3, I've got the title again, Centered. Now immediately I can tell that this student has taken an essay, a college intro composition class, because it's nice and balanced. I see that each paragraph is generally the same developed length, and that's really nice for any professor. We want to see that you spend equal time on every paragraph. One paragraph isn't 2 sentences and another one is 20. That is annoying and undeveloped. So your intro paragraph is just as important as your body paragraphs, and it has a lot to do. Now, Kathleen had some issues in her intro paragraph, and I'll point out what they are. The main things is starting sentences nice and strong. A few of you guys, I said this. Try not to start with there, it, or this is, because that means every single sentence is dependent on the sentence before it. You see, she starts here with, it is not about who is right or wrong. That is just a weak start. So I'd love it if we could start with a nice strong noun or a dependent clause. But whatever that is, give it some variety. Okay, the main part for the rubric, though, is me trying to find the thesis. And if I have to read the whole paragraph to find your thesis, then when we're on the rubric, all right, it's going to drop down a little bit in intro. So to get the highest points, it says the introduction engages the reader and focuses his or her attention on what is to follow. A clear connection to the prompt, that would be a thesis. And then the second part is about the conclusion. Or does the introduction highlight some general subject matter, like this is art history and there's a painting? And then way down here, its introduction does not focus the intention of the paper. And that would be where most of the class lies. Now, on Kathleen's, I can find it. I just have to piece it together myself. So I might have told you, please don't make the professor do all the work. So the one painting I felt most connected with was the Lamentation by Saint So-and-so from Macedonia in 1164. If she would have not put an ending there and said, even though other artists also called their paintings Lamentation, I'm most connected to, I have no idea how to say his name, Giotto, and so, Petro, because, and she doesn't quite finish it. She makes me fill in the blank. So I took down a little bit on the thesis. Some of you, I didn't find any connection to any point. So that's where I was like, you got to give me a thesis. Okay, now the best part about Kathleen and her writing is she makes it personal. And like I gave you on the Bloom's taxonomy, I said, do something with it. Don't just write a Wikipedia page or state all the facts. It's not about who can tell me every detail of a painting. No, this is an art class, right? So we want to know how we're connecting. And the prompt says, how do you, as the viewer, I can't remember the language in the prompt, see the people at the time connecting with it, and then how does it speak to you in some way? I might have been ad-libbing a little there. But do you see right here in her second paragraph, I put a smiley face because she says, the painting includes men and angels, whereas during that time, the women were the ones known to mourn or be the ones who did the mourning. I find it interesting that those women were known to mourn, yet Jeremiah is known as a weeping prophet, and the book of Lamentations. I think she meant in. In my family, I barely see the women cry. And then she gives us a personal connection to how she is interpreting the story. And that's what makes art history and art appreciation powerful. When you're able to see your own life or your own connection to God, to the world around you within the pieces. Okay? One thing for Kathleen to work on, as I went down here, you'll see she uses the word you and your. Do not do that in academia, okay? You don't want to speak to the reader because they might not agree with you. That's the main thing. So knowing that Jesus died for your sin is enough to be saved. That's so true. I'm not arguing that point. But I also want to say you don't want to break that fourth wall. And then one other thing people are having trouble with is making sure you always introduce your quote. There should be a comma, or there should be a semicolon, or no. Ignore that. There should be a comma, or there should be a colon, or make it really, thank you, that's Gabby saying hello. Or that it should read very smoothly without anything. Okay? So there, thank you, Kathleen, for that example. I love her structure. I love the balance of the paragraphs. I love her personal connections. All of those things give her a nice high grade with a few details of what to improve next time. Okay? Now, as you read yours, don't be discouraged. Everyone has their own thing to work on this week, and hopefully I gave you a couple things that I see. But each time, it's just to make your connection to art history, art appreciation stronger. Okay, so this week, clear your head. Do not be frustrated about a topic, or if you don't love the movement, the time period, it's okay. But try and find a way that you're connecting to the art, and that you can bring that time period and those life lessons and what God was doing then all the way to current day. I'm not saying connected to everything in your life, no. But what element could you use in the piece to elevate your idea and to say something new and profound? And by the way, that's the rubric here with critical thinking. We have critical thinking, and then we also have critical self-reflection. The student analyzes personal assumptions and perspectives, integrates course content, and offers a new approach or a new perspective, a new application. So just regurgitating history is not making it personal. It's not giving you the full points on the critical self-reflection. Okay. Great job overall, guys. Let me just also show you her references page, which is nice and beautiful, except it needed to be, Kathleen, oh goodness, I'm getting sick. It needed to be double spaced. So make sure you put the word references in the middle. Right here, it must be centered. No colon at the end, and then the whole thing double spaced. Okay? Everyone's still working on learning the references page. Okay, have a great day, guys.